This is my fault.
I have to go there and apologize.
Just wait until Uma hears you're back.
Where's Ben?
Uma captured him.
If you want Beastie Boy back, bring me Fairy Godmother's magic wand.
I think the thing that fans can expect the most from Descendants 2 is just pure excitement. I think we really build off of the first one. And I think that it's really everything that you wanted in the first one, just all put into the second one. You know, obviously we get to explore the island a little bit more. We get to see a more vulnerable side of all of our main characters, really. And you get new characters. Everybody was sort of had all these different ideas as to, you know, oh, we could have Captain Hook's kid and all, yeah, and now you have them, you know. So it's really cool to sort of see some of the fans' wishes really come to light. So Carlos from the first film was very excited to be in Oradon, and in the second film he still is. He's very excited about it. But he's forced to go back to the island anyway to find Mal and sort of bring her back along with Evie and Jay and Ben. And through that whole process, he has to sort of come to terms with the fact that he is from the island and he will always be from the island, and that's never going to change. And then also, he is sort of dealing with this little crush that he has. So he has to figure out how to sort of man up and ask a girl to a dance as well. So he's really grown up in the second one, I think. Carlos and I can be similar in some respects. We're both pretty smart, I would say, and we both have a lot of fun, I think. You know, we're both a little cynical. I think the differences really are that Carlos is very unsure of himself a lot of the time, and you know, in the first one he's scared of dogs and stuff, so he sort of is skittish just because of his mother and how he was raised. And for me, I'm not at all like that. I'm very much I know who I am, and I'm very content with that, and I'm just sort of me, you know. And Carlos has a lot of questions, but that's sort of in a nutshell. Yeah, so Descendants 2, there's a lot of dangerous stuff that we did, but we all pretty much did our own stunts, which is awesome. That's really cool to say that you do your own stunts, and like, you know, that's me. Like, it's really cool. And there was a lot of training that went into it, you know. You can't just go on set and, you know, do something insane, like sword fighting and stuff. All of that stuff takes time in the rehearsal process. But we all, I felt, got pretty good at what we had to do, and we all did our own stunts pretty much. Yeah, so the dance scenes turn out really amazing, but only because we spend a lot of time on them and working with the choreographer and to make sure that they are the best as they can be. So we take, I think it's like 3 weeks in the beginning to really hone in on what we want to do. And after that, we get on set and we see what works and what doesn't, and then, you know, we sort of make changes on the fly sometimes. But yeah, so it's a very cool process. I think the favorite out of the group for me is probably the finale. It's called You and Me. It's just very celebratory and fun. It's very easy to watch. It's, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of happiness, and it all just sort of culminates, and the whole movie sort of ends up there in celebration. So it's a very it's a lovely piece. I think my favorite scene to shoot as an actor was probably Carlos and Jane and him finally asking her out. It's just sort of a fun scene, and as an actor, you really love scenes where you have to be a little more vulnerable. It sort of gives you a new feeling, and it has a lot of challenges sort of woven into it, so it's very fun. And Brenna and I have really good on-screen chemistry, I think. So it also sort of worked out really well, and the whole thing was so beautiful. We were like in this garden, and there was like the ocean behind us, and it was like, you know, it was very, you know, movie romantic, I guess. I feel like we all had embarrassing moments. Obviously, bloopers, forgetting lines and things like that. A lot of the time, because I work with a dog so much in these movies, there can be a lot of embarrassing moments. If the dog doesn't do the right thing, or, you know, it can be a little tricky. Also, the dog sometimes likes to lick your face or do some other crazy things. So, you know, it can be a little difficult to wrangle the dog sometimes, but we make it work. And actually, the dog is so great. There are actually two of them, but really well trained and smart. But, you know, still a dog, so some things are gonna happen. But overall, the dog is pretty cool. I think the message that we try to really get across to everyone who watches the movie is that by staying true to yourself and understanding a little more deeply where you come from and why you are the way you are, and also what you prefer, and all of those sort of things, that really sort of leads to people going, okay, cool. Now we can, you know, be friends and sort of have an understanding of each other. Obviously, the villain kids are from a very different place than the Auradon kids, but they welcome them with open arms after they decide, no, this is what I am. So even though they're from very different places, they end up, you know, in the same place, and that is in a place that sort of breathes happiness, and you know. It's a good little moral, I think. One of my favorite actors is Ryan Gosling, because first of all, he's really well-rounded. I feel like he came from Disney, so that's cool for us. And he's just a really a strong presence. A lot of people look at a billboard and they see Ryan Gosling and they don't know anything about the movie, but they're like, oh, I have to go see that. You know what I mean? So he's a big pull, and for a good reason. You know, he's very he's very magnetic, I guess, on screen, and he's very talented. Yeah, I think as long as you really want to do it, anyone can. I think the cool thing about acting is that there are so many different roles to be played, and so many different places that you can take a character, and you never know what somebody's really going to want from a character, and a lot of the times you bring something that's very different than anyone else brings. So it's very cool to sort of go into a room and offer up something, and the writer who's been working on a character for, you know, 3 or 4 years sees something different that you brought and goes, yeah, that's also that character. You know, it's very cool. So and there is, I feel like, a lot of yourself in characters that you play. So it is very interesting to see what different people bring. So if it is something that you really are passionate about, then definitely pursue it. I think the biggest prankster on set is probably our director. He likes to keep things lighthearted, and he pulls you aside sometimes and goes, "We're gonna do this. Keep a lookout." Like he's very mischievous. So Kenny, if you're watching, we're on to you. For me, coffee, because it's just, I don't know, maybe it wakes me up a little bit more. I don't know. A good character in Descendants. In Descendants, probably I think it'd be cool to be the Beast's and Belle's son. That'd be kind of interesting. I think the magic spell that I would bring to the Descendants film, just because it'd be very interesting and it would throw things for a little bit of a whirlwind, bringing down the Isle of the Lost barrier. Now, if it happened in the real film, that'd be crazy. But, you know, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and Descendants 2 will be airing on the 20th of October at 5:30
on Disney Channel and DisneyLife.
So make sure you guys tune in.
Oh, and sick hair, by the way. I know, I'm like loving it. It's like a lot lighter.
Hello?
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.